The inspection set out what it called the ideal establishment, listing positions from governor and deputy governor to clerical and domestic staff. The inspection described the convent, the governor, staff and the office collectively as the post. Officials sought to trim costs and modernize, reducing the fleet of official vehicles from 4 to 3, and one driver being replaced by a messenger/handyman/backup driver. At the same time, the report admitted the office had been slow to adopt new technology. Inspectors noted the reluctance to use IT on the part of senior officers, suggesting that some basic instructions be drawn up for beginners, and that daily telegram floats and office circulars be distributed by email. A forward-looking proposal at the time. In fact, these declassified files are among the first to contain printouts of emails themselves. The convent's functions were deliberately limited. The post do not undertake any commercial work, one section states. Consular, nationality, and immigration matters were described as outside its scope. Yet the most striking passages concern the relationship between British officials and the local community. The report observed bluntly that many Gibraltarians now regard the convent as the enemy. This reflected a period of political friction following the Lisbon and Brussels processes, when suspicions of British intentions over sovereignty were high. On the surface, it's really just a staff review, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. How many pencils do we need to order? But what's interesting here is the language used. The chief minister is described as strident and nationalistic, and locals are described as suspicious of the UK's motives. Behind the convent's front door, inspectors expressed alarm at lax security. We discovered that members of the residents' household and employees of the government of Gibraltar enter the confidential registry. Local sensitivities make it difficult for the post from keeping these unauthorized people out. This practice breaches security procedures. We recommend that only authorized personnel be allowed into the confidential registry. Even language skills reflected Gibraltar's cultural mix. While noting that English is the official language, the report adds that Gibraltarians tend to revert to Gibraltarian/Spanish when speaking among themselves. A knowledge of Spanish is therefore a useful asset, and we are content to recommend the continuation of the payment of a language allowance for Spanish. In sum, the 1995 inspection offers a rare inside view of Britain's administrative mindset in Gibraltar. Cautious about transparency, wary of local intrusion, and struggling to adapt to a changing political and technological landscape.